All right. Well, good morning and welcome to this month's edition of our Bloomfield Business virtual networking event, right? So for October of 2025. As a reminder, obviously this is being recorded, so we will make sure everyone who, especially who pre-registered for today's event, will probably send a direct email in the next 48 hours with the actual replay for today's event. So this is an event, and again, my name is Kevin Palacci. I'm with Legal Shield as well as a volunteer here with the Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. This is an event that I host. I try to host it every month. It's not definitely not every month depending on travel schedule and availability, but we try to make sure at least 10 times out of the year is a goal, right? That we have this particular event. What I like about it is that we get an opportunity to hear from different guest speakers that are typically local business owners here in Connecticut, and get an opportunity to get some tips and insights that we can utilize all as small business owners to grow and expand on our business, right? So I'm a big proponent of education at all levels, regardless of how long we've been in business. It's always good to get some additional tips and insights that we can utilize. So typically this event goes from just 1 hour, from 8 to 9 o'clock. If you can, I already muted the audio, but if for some reason you're on mute, especially if you have background noise, you can feel free to mute out. And so some of the topics that we've had with our guest speakers is on customer service, goal setting. We've had networking etiquette, especially during the pandemic. We actually had someone who kind of specialized in doing virtual networking events that gave some etiquette tips for virtual events, but obviously in-person networking etiquette. We've had talks on social media, how to use videos to help to grow your business, time management, leadership, so all sorts of different topics that we've shared. And we're actually going to have a new topic that we've never shared before next month. So we'll talk about that towards the end of today's event. In a few moments, we're going to turn it over to Chip Janiszewski. I know Chip for many years, from both the West Hartford Chamber of Commerce, and great guy, and he's going to be sharing some information with us today on what he calls the kindness platform, right? Turning obstacles into opportunities, which is more based on mindset, right? So for us, as individuals, small business owners, it's important to make sure we have the right mindset as we're going about, building our business from day to day. We'll go around the virtual Zoom room and we'll do our 30-second kind of commercials or infomercials, if you will. So be ready for that. And then what we're going to do is actually exchange kind of our digital business cards utilizing the chat. So as you kind of after you actually share your 30 seconds, we're going to at that point ask you to just go ahead and type whatever is in your business card, essentially type it in the chat. And then I'm going to pause before we end today and give you an opportunity to save the chat so that if you want to connect with people on LinkedIn or meet with people in person, I think pretty much everyone here is local here in Connecticut. You'll be able to do so afterwards as well. We'll talk a little about what we do with Legal Shield, 90 Shield to help families and business owners. And we'll talk about some of our upcoming events hosted by the Chamber, as well as our next virtual networking event as well. And we'll have time for people who can hang out, some open networking towards the end as well. And so today, we're going to have an opportunity to hear from Mr. Chip Janiszewski. He is a creative consultant, networking specialist, trainer, facilitator, educator, and speaker. He has trained and mentored, hold on, there's someone in the waiting room here. He has trained and mentored well over 1,000 individuals in business basics, including accounting topics, business and strategic planning, operations, time management, entrepreneurship, networking basics, and other topics such as mindset, which we're going to hear today, and personal strategic planning. Chip combines mentoring and motivational skills with his several areas of expertise and his ability to brainstorm ideas to create effective custom presentations and consulting solutions for his clients and his audiences. And so with that, let's give a virtual welcome to none other than Chip Janiszewski. And Chip, I'll turn over to you. You should have the ability to share screen here whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, thank you, Kevin. I'm trying to get everything set up here. Got a PowerPoint.
Oh, you're I don't know, for some, oh, actually it looks like it's off. Okay, you're good.
Yeah. Basically, I got this thing up. But anyway, basically what you're about to see today, the kindness platform, as Kevin mentioned, I mean, I've done a whole lot of things over a whole bunch of years. Well, what ties everything together is you yourself and where you're coming from. And the kindness platform, it used to be called the Power of Positivity, turning obstacles into opportunities. But last year, at the beginning of the year before the election and everything else, I changed the name to the kindness platform, but it's very similar things. And basically, it's a timeout from your busy world for the next 20 minutes to just understand what reality really is. So, my journey to being the Happiness and Success GPS started out a long time ago. Basically, I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My father brought us out here to start a family business that his dad started out in Wisconsin. And after getting my degree from Providence College in 1976 in accounting, I went to work for him for 20 years, running the manufacturing company where we had an 80-man shop out in Cheshire. We ended up having to sell that in 1996, and I thought it was going to be a great deal. We sold to a really great company, had a nice employment contract for 3 years, but it wasn't too long in that I realized that the writing was on the wall for me and that they just bought us out to eliminate a competitor. So I got a phone call one morning, age 41 years old in March of 96, saying, "Go home, Chip." So my new journey began. And basically, I said, I don't want to work for anybody, don't want anybody working for me. I went into website design for a while, wanted to market that through networking, joined the Avon Chamber of Commerce and BNI. And a lot of you folks know that I was a BNI director for a long time from around 2002 to 2008, uh, just training all the new members in the Member Success Program. So uh, I was doing a whole lot of that. I also got involved in a business called Send Out Cards, which is basically a direct marketing company that works on gratitude. And in the early 2000s, I transitioned into consulting. And my big home run referral was to work. I worked with the Institute of Technology and Business Development, which was part of Central Connecticut State University. And basically, what I did was I did business planning, strategic planning. They were running a program out of there funded by a DOT grant for disadvantaged business enterprises because 10% of the work had to be done by them. And for 9 years, they sent me in as a consultant whenever they needed help. So in dealing with those people uh, and combining that with my Audible, you'll see the Audible thing there. Basically, since the 90s, I've been doing personal development in my car, CDs, cassettes, and now audible.com. And the reason I can use the word driver's ed, which is a really great moniker, is that my birth certificate says Edward Joseph Janiszewski Jr., but I left the hospital named Chip. So I can call my Audible car driver's ed. And basically what happened was one morning I stood up at a networking meeting after working with over 100 business owners who basically were just coasting day to day, didn't have a succession plan or anything else. And I just said, "Good morning, I'm Chip Janiszewski. I'm the Happiness and Success GPS. You can't be successful unless you are happy. There's a whole lot of miserable people out there, miserable millionaires, because their main focus is the wrong thing, material goods." So we're going to go through that. And I came up with my four-piece formula: living with purpose, passion, positivity, and a plan. So my training process is a little bit different from just the what's and the how's that you learn in school and the workplace. That's called what I call the step by step. I always start with a foundation. We're going to go through that big time. And then preparation. This is whatever you're doing for networking, commercials, or anything else you have to prepare. So I like to use a lot of quotes. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you'll be a success. Albert Schweitzer. Let's take a journey through life. Basically, we have your journey so far. What are your life experiences? What are your influences? Whatever those are, that has made you who you are right now. What's your mindset and attitude? What are your virtual beliefs? And what is your personal plan, which for most people is to just coast day to day living in what I call the land of Sameville, Sameville, which is just letting the outside world, which you have no control over, run your life. All we have is the present moment. And whatever you are right now provides you with the foundation that fuels your perspective. And basically, the formula for events, all we have is the present moment. Event plus response equals outcome, and we're going to talk a lot about that. So the foundation for life, period. Number one, positive mindset, which is your choice. Number two is giving unconditionally. Number three is realizing that the person in the mirror, you are 100% in charge of the person in the mirror. So everyone is their own entrepreneur. And then number four is finding your passion, your purpose, and your why. So let's talk about evolution. creation, the source of all being, is love and goodness, kindness and compassion, and we are one. Picture yourself walking around without eyes to see, but realizing everything else. We are all one, and we are all created perfect and unconditionally loved. Humanity, we've developed a lot of knowledge over the years, a lot of progress and advancements, but we also, with our human minds, have also identified differences in division, appearance, belief, and so on and so forth. And basically, our free will, which is how we fuel our present moment response, could it be conflict or could it be kindness and compassion? So, searching for happiness. Why is happiness so elusive? Because you look for it in the future instead of the present. Again, all we have is a present moment. And that is reality. Life is simply a series of present moment events. Event plus response equals outcome. Negative response is going to be a negative outcome. Positive response is going to be a positive outcome. However, a further awareness is there actually is an R before response, and that is reaction. Reaction is your feeling or your thoughts, and we have 60,000 of those a day on average. Often they are going to be negative. If you can take a pause between your reaction before you respond, which is the action, magic happens. Often the best response is silence. So choose kindness moments. Kindness is contagious. Here's my journey growing up. Basically, that's my black and white picture before color cameras back in the 50s when I was born. Just kidding. And that's my little granddaughter who now is almost 6 years old and just lost her first couple of teeth yesterday. But basically, when we're born, that's all we are, is loving kindness. Nothing has happened to us yet. If you look at a baby in the eye, all they're doing is just being aware of everything. Then your mind develops communication, words, thoughts, images, and so on and so forth. And as you go to school, you're developing knowledge influenced by your parents and so on and so forth. And then you develop your own beliefs and opinions. Are they truth or are they distortion? Basically, my thoughts are not the same as your thoughts. So mine is not necessarily right, nor is yours. And this is where the kindness platform comes in. So let's take a look at the influences and how we got to where we are today. Conforming to society's standards and expectations. The definition of success out here that you're saturated with from school all the way through professional is personal accomplishments, status, material possessions, everything about you. And then we have sensationalized media in all forms, and most of it is conflict, hatred, crime, propaganda, and so on and so forth. And it was a lot easier for me growing up, but it was still there, even though it was only a daily newspaper and 3 different news stations. But today, with the internet and everything, it's really out of control. Then you have peer pressure after you start growing up, and you feel the need to fit in, the self-talk and insecurity as a result of these expectations. So we're self-conscious. We worry and fear about what others think of us. Our self-image and our self-worth, we're dwelling on perceived personal faults and guilt. These we create ourselves. Our self-protection and validation is comparing, criticizing, judging, gossiping, just to validate ourselves. So what's our response? Oftentimes, and this is sad, it's sacrificing your own personal happiness and peace just to please others. Guess what? We're all human. Most feel and are doing the same thing. I like to use this example of the empty courtroom in our own minds. You see that the courtroom is empty. I am the accused. I am my own judge. And you'll notice the jury box is empty. Anybody want to guess where the jurors are? They're in their own courtrooms. Doesn't matter how popular you are or how accomplished you are, everybody's in their own courtrooms. So don't take yourself so seriously because nobody else does. They're in their own courtrooms. The reality is your relationship with that person in the mirror is the most important relationship you have. It's always been human nature to compare and judge because we all have imperfections and insecurities. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and goal of human existence. And this goes back to Aristotle. So let's put things in the proper perspective. It's okay to like and love yourself. In fact, it is absolutely a must. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. So let's talk about the fifth P. I talked about purpose, passion, positivity, and the plan as a formula for happiness and success. But the fifth one ties it all together. It's your point of view. You notice here you have 4 sticks and 3 spaces, and people are arguing over that. If you have conflict, the results are often tragic. However, if you collaborate, the results are win-win. So let's talk about the kindness platform. It's simply peace. It's replacing conflict with collaboration. So this is the original platform that we were created with, loving kindness, love, goodness, compassion, and we are one. This is the platform that you need to use and to drive all other platforms. And basically, it's just choosing to lead with kindness and understanding and humility rather than pride, criticism, conflict. So start in the mirror with yourself. Get back to basics. My present moment mantra, and you've heard this before, the beautiful song, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. So in every encounter lies an opportunity. Normally I do this in front of live audiences and I ask people to actually talk about the opportunity in the encounter, but I'll just go through this myself. I mean, criticizing and gossiping, there's a 180 to everything, and you'll have different approaches to this too, but appreciating, supporting, or again, silence is golden instead of criticizing and gossiping. Comparing and jealousy. Take joy in the good fortune of others. And if you really want that something that somebody else has, it might be an incentive for you to do something about it and train yourself and study yourself or whatever and get it yourself. Disagreeing and arguing. In B&I as a director, one of the first things that Ivan Misner taught me was we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them proportionally. Listen. And obviously, empathy is so, so, so important. Negative reaction and complaining. Mindful self-control. This is that pause between the reaction and the response. And just accepting what's going on. So, so important. Pride, judges, and resentment. Humility, and so, so important, forgiveness. Others, but also that person in the mirror. We're the only creatures on earth that continually live in the past and kick ourselves for that or worry about the future. Just live in the present and appreciate it. Prejudging, categorizing biases and bigotry. Just respect, compassion, and realizing that we are one. Fear and worrying. Pause, take a deep breath, ask, is it real? Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Fear. Try this for a week. We always talk about the yes buts. That's the encounter and the negative side of things. Try changing the word but for a whole week to yes and. That's going from conflict within yourself to collaboration. Watch that, do that, and magic happens. A smart person knows what to say. A wise person knows whether to say it or not. The Dalai Lama. So again, getting back to that foundation for life, we have the positive mindset, which is your choice, giving unconditionally, realizing that you are an entrepreneur, you're 100% in charge of yourself, finding your person, purpose, passion, and why. So let's dig into developing and maintaining a positive mindset. Tools. Smile is the easiest one that you have. And what I like to do, basically you see me giving myself a high five in the mirror. Mel Robbins wrote a book called The High Five Habit. She woke up one morning, looked in the mirror and said, yuck. But all of a sudden she decided to give herself a high five. And what happens when you give yourself or anybody else a high five? All of a sudden you forget about everything that is going on in life and you are just celebrating. So celebrate yourself every single day. And what I do is I do that first thing in the morning and I say, today, wherever I go and whatever I'm doing, I will be positive. It sets the tone. A victory log, which is basically just writing down everything great that's happened to you through your whole life, accomplishments, relationships, and so on and so forth. You will realize that you have done a whole lot of great things. Obviously, a gratitude journal, writing something down daily that you appreciate is a great way to continue that. And then visuals and pictures is really, really important too. I'm sitting at my desk, and what you're looking at is my desk a few years ago. Basically, I told you people that I did send out cards, and I was able to make my own calendars with pictures on that. And my desk is shaped like a U, And I have 6 calendars sitting in front of me this year and the 5 prior years, and I'm just sitting there with visuals all the time. So affirmations, and basically this is I am, and so on and so forth. Begin with the end in mind. And then mindfulness is just that pregnant pause between your reaction and your response. Obviously, getting into a practice is great too. Gratitude is the maintenance method for everything. Feel and act upon it. Start each day with a positive morning routine. End each day in grateful contemplation. Whatever you go to sleep with is what you're going to wake up with the next morning and what you're going to be doing overnight. So look for and appreciate the goodness in everybody. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all the others. Goes right back to Cicero. Again, this is not new stuff. I'm not teaching you anything. All I'm doing is bringing this to the front of your awareness. So the throwouts, these are all the things that we've talked about. Guilt, which is giving up control of yourself to other people. Constant attention to biased, negative media. The habits of judging, criticizing, complaining, all these bad habits that we have. And then worrying, which is giving up control of yourself to the future. It hasn't happened yet. So Albert Einstein, stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. Giving unconditionally, making it a habit. This is how you become a positive influence, just by being the positive kindness you. Listen and encourage people. Look for and acknowledge the good in everyone. Make every day a catch somebody doing something good day, and let them know that. Example is not the main thing in influencing others, it is the only thing. I always use the analogy that the only time people look to be taught is in school, and the only time people look to be motivated is going to church or listening to a preacher. But if you approach somebody even out of love and try and tell them that I love you, but bing, 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 this is what's wrong with you, people are going to go put up their hands and walk away. It's human nature. So just be it. And then they might walk up to you someday and ask you what makes you tick. And that's when you can talk about that. So the kindness platform, connecting the dots, living with the 4 Ps, happiness and success formula, purpose, passion, positivity, and a plan, provides a solid foundation for developing a positive mindset, fueling a positive perspective, which influence a mindful, positive response to life's events, resulting in positive outcomes. In every obstacle lies an opportunity. So I actually do have time. This is a picture of me last year with my family, my wife, my 2 sons, and my daughter-in-law, and my 2 grandkids when I turned 70. But I have a video that I like to start every day with, and basically remember, gratitude is when memory is stored in the heart and not in the mind. A video for you now to close my presentation. All right, that's it. That's how I start every day, watching that video. If you are looking for a copy of it, you just email me at chip@chipj.com and I'm happy to get that for you. But somebody that I met in BNI sent that to us probably 20 years ago. And all of a sudden it disappeared, but I knew the website that it was from. So I actually was a church out in the Midwest and I actually emailed them saying, what happened to Enjoy the Ride? I have to start my day with that. They sent me the video. So
Awesome, awesome. Well, let's give a virtual round of applause for Chip. Great talk, Chip, and I think so important, as it relates to mindset, that we start each day the right. It's funny when in our business we actually have one of our we call our core commitments is to start each day the right way, because a lot of us get off on the wrong foot, like you said, whether you jump on social media or the news, and it's so important to be intentional about what goes into our mind, but our perspective on things as well. So definitely one of the notes I took from today. You guys can feel free to share when you're doing your 30-second information if you want to share kind of your top insights, but make every day a catch someone doing something good day. That is a great, because obviously unfortunately the default for most people is to catch people doing something bad or doing something wrong or making a mistake. But I actually heard, I don't know if it's John Maxwell, but is this one of these like leadership principles? Like if you have employees, if you have business partners, if you have children, right? To actually highlight what they did good, during that day. So absolutely key. So thank you so much for that again, Chip. And so we're gonna start with you, Chip. So we're gonna go around and kind of do our kind of our 30-second kind of infomercials here. So I'll start with you. I know you go into a mentoring session as well as you do volunteering in the community. So we're going to ask you to do, as we go around the room, is obviously, just share your name and description of your business. What would make a good referral? So what's your ideal customer look like? And then what we're going to ask you to do is to type afterwards, after you're done sharing your contact information for your business in the chat. So we're going to basically exchange our virtual business cards that way. And then before we wrap up, we're going to give everyone time to actually save the chat. So it'll save to your device, whether it's your phone or your desktop computer. So let's go ahead and start with our guest speaker first, and then we'll go around and I'll turn over to you, Chip.
yeah, and I'm sorry, after I do my commercial, I'm going to have to leave the meeting because I do have to get to West Hartford to mentor my student, which I do every single Thursday morning. So I'm Chip Janiszewski. I'm the Happiness and Success GPS. The main thing I'm doing these days is just speaking and training and basically one-on-one coffees with people to spread the word. What I am looking to do is this presentation for other organizations. I'll be doing one for West Hartford Rotary on Monday. I'll be doing it for students. Basically, what it's all about is what you see. It all starts with a coffee date, and then whatever I can do to help you folks out, I would love to do that too. So hopefully I will get the chat. I know a couple of you folks. Jeannie, I haven't seen you in ages. And then Andrew, I run into you all the time. And but thanks so much for attending. And thanks again, Kevin. And I really appreciate your attention, and whatever I can do to help you folks out, I'm there for you. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Chip. All right, awesome. All right, so we'll go in alphabetical order here from the pre-registration. So always first, Andrew Andrew Perez. So Andrew, turn over to you.
I got to invite Aaron or something like that. But everybody, I'm Andrew Moran. I'm a certified payments professional with Merchant Solutions LLC, and I help businesses with the 5 Ps every business needs to succeed in life. That's a properly priced point of sale system performing perfectly. Chip got off, so he wasn't here to hear me steal that from him, but that was a little riff on what he does. But yeah, so what I do is help businesses more efficiently accept credit cards and other forms of electronic payments, help them do it at lower cost with the proper solutions that meet with their business needs. And aside from that, I'm also the president of the board of directors for the Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. So we always invite you to come to our events. If you're a member, not a member, we invite you to join. And if you are, or anyway, just go ahead and check out our website. I always say the best way to, actually use your membership, or if you're interested to learn more about the chamber, is to actually come to events like this. So check out the events page on bloomfieldchamber.org. Thanks.
All right, thanks for joining today, Andrew. All right, next up, and yeah, remember to put your information in the chat as well. Next up, we have Brian Harris.
Hey, I'm Brian Harris, Harris Capital. I provide long-term care to business owners. Wanted to expand the offering, so I partnered with a registered investment advisor offer fiduciary consulting for retirement plan sponsors. That would entail taking over the fiduciary responsibility, assigning the 5500, which is a governmental form, coordinating the audit, want to lower your fees to run a plan, and we want to benchmark the funds that you've got in the plan and make sure that they're up to snuff. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. All right, next up we have Ms. Jeannie Newman.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I am Jeannie Newman, guilty. And when it was time to retire by mistake, I hit the restart button. And I'm very excited and happy that I did. I can connect you with essential services at excellent savings, everything from, say, cell phone service to security systems, and most importantly, these days, to healthcare. So my ideal customer is someone who's looking to save some money. If I can help them, I'll be glad to. If not, you'll at least know what was there. And a good referral, anybody looking to save. Thank you very much. And what a great, great morning this was. Great way to get started.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jeannie. All right, next up, we have Kevin Santos.
Good morning, everyone. This is my first chamber event. Been in the kind of the business background with the car wash here on Granby Street for quite a while. Just haven't gotten a chance to really dive into the kind of networking and membership kind of organizations that I've been really wanting to do for some time. But yeah, so I have the car wash over on Granby, VIP Car Wash at Bloomfield. We do everything from basic exterior car washing to kind of in and out detailing. So we kind of run the full spectrum. And I guess a good referral would essentially be maybe someone with time strapped and kind of could use a bit of help with some dog hair or some coffee spills or things of that nature that we all wish we could kind of get clean and kind of feel better about the next drive out to work or a family event. And we love to be able to help people kind of get that kind of cleansing deep breath when they get in the car and it's nice and clean and presentable. But so yeah.
Good stuff. And I can definitely personally endorse VIP car wash, because that is my car. I hate vacuuming and all that. They're a full, absolutely full service. So well worth it. And yeah, and then they hand dry and everything, right? So they're good.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Next up, Mr. LeVar Mitchell.
Good morning, everyone. LeVar Mitchell. I'm actually on representing Bloomfield Public Schools as school to career specialist. Just trying to network with everyone as much as possible. Try to connect, try to collaborate, bring some awareness to our students so they understand the importance of school, career, entrepreneurship, and just offer them a wide, broad span of like careers and opportunities. So. No business to be exact, but just here to network, connect, and hopefully bring you all as business owners or those who own companies to our school sites to help support our students, especially the seniors who are graduating or some that are undecided or actually have a passion in what you're doing. So.
Awesome. Thank you for that, LeVar. And yeah, if you have any information about, opportunities for small business owners to help at the school level, I mean, definitely put that in the chat or just or if you have something in mind now, feel free to let us know.
I will say this, I am aiming for the spring to do a panel or a workshop for small business owners. So they could definitely see the entrepreneurship side as well. So if you are interested, I'm gonna definitely leave my contact information in the chat so we can definitely connect. But I would love to have you all at Bloomfield Public Schools for sure.
Awesome. Thank you for joining today. All right, next up, Miss Natalie Morgan.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm Natalie of Natalie Numbers AI Consulting Group, and I help beginners and small business owners learn more how to leverage AI to make their jobs and lives much easier. So I can definitely leave my contact information in the chat. I appreciate being invited this morning, and I'm looking forward to more connections. I think I would definitely be able to help you all out, see where you're at, and see how I can help. So thank you. I'll go ahead and leave my information in the chat.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for joining, Natalie. All right, good stuff. Rochelle, I'm not sure if she is. So my wife Rochelle is on, so I know she might be on the road, but if she wants to unmute to say hello, if she can. If not, we'll move on, or she'll jump in. All right, good stuff. Next up, we have Miss Samantha Williams.
Hey everyone, I'm Samantha Williams. I wear multiple hats, and shout out to everyone. I saw Kevin and LeVar and Natalie on, was that Tuesday we were out there in Bloomfield. So my primary business is 628 Digital Design. We are a full service marketing and design agency. We do things like social media, websites, copywriting, public relations, graphic design. And then I also own a nonprofit, CMWP Foundation, which is an entrepreneurial support organization empowering Black and minority men, women, and children. And my nonprofit was awarded a contract to work with small businesses in Bloomfield to see how we can help you better succeed. What do you need? What can we pour into you? So we will be in Bloomfield for the next few months trying to talk to and connect with businesses. So we look forward to meeting you guys. We are about to join the chamber for both businesses. So you'll see that coming through, and I look forward to connecting with everyone.
Awesome. Thank you for joining, Samantha. I know got the invite last night. And then yeah, you could connect definitely if you haven't already with Andrew or Vera to get more information regarding the Bloomfield Chamber. So it's good that you're on today. And I get a chance to at least meet Andrew virtually. And again, my name is Kevin Palachi, so I volunteer obviously here with the Bloomfield Chamber. Also volunteer with the R Farm, which is also based in Bloomfield. Some of you may be familiar with the R Farm, but they have an educational program for kids. The farm is actually open during the day, so if you want to get some time in nature, right, before it gets too cold, it's actually open to the public. A lot of people don't realize that. So you could go in there from dusk to dawn. Oh, wait a second here. Okay, to be able to spend some time there on the farm. I know, especially during the pandemic, we brought the kids out there often to kind of walk around. They just had their fall festival, which typically gets thousands of people there on the farm. So educating people about that as well. Also, what I do mainly is regional vice president for a company called Legal Shield. So we've been around actually the company now for over 50 years. My wife and I, we've been involved with Legal Shield for over 21 years now that we've had this. I get to joke all the time. I don't look like I'm old enough to be involved in anything for over 20 years, but pretty much started right after I graduated from UConn. And we've used it over 60 times, the service, everything from getting our wills prepared, help with different consumer issues on the business side, getting business contracts reviewed. And essentially the premise is that, instead of having to pay $300 or $400 an hour for an attorney, we have services that start for as low as $30 a month. And even our business plans, we have plans that start for as low as $49 a month. That gives you pretty much unlimited access for a lot of different, practical services provided by our attorneys. And the common question we get is, how is that possible for, just a handful of bucks a month? That is just really the large numbers. So right now we have over 4 million people who have access to the Legal Shield benefit. And it's not just in Connecticut, we're in all 50 states, most provinces and territories of Canada. And our attorneys have an average of 22 years of experience and over 5,000 attorneys currently in our approved network throughout the country. So this is just going to give you a quick summary. You can connect with me to get more details about how it works, but this kind of summarizes on the left side our personal plan. Will preparation is big because usually it's up between $1,000 and $2,000 for a will. We get that at no additional charge. So I know my wife and I, we've updated our wills 4 times using the plan. So when we got married, when we bought our house, we have 2 kids, both in the Bloomfield school system, and they were able to get, we're able to get our updates, for free included within the services. A consumer issue I'll share is that issue of my car not being repaired properly. The attorneys made a phone call to the manager at the repair shop. In addition to getting them to make the repairs, they're also able to save me over $250 in labor charges. So that's an example of like a consumer issues. Some people use it for job-related issues or, landlord-tenant matters, all sorts of stuff, is included there. And then on the business side, for our business plans, we also have, the ability to get access to advice as it relates to any, legal issues from a small business standpoint. Debt collection letters. So if you do have a type of business that does a lot of invoicing, I know sometimes we have a lot of people like landscapers or, or even small business. One of our members, for example, we did business with a company in Massachusetts, consulting work. They didn't, pay her afterwards, which sometimes happens as a small business owner. And the attorneys were actually able to write a debt collection letter on her behalf. She said it was thousands of dollars that was owed to her. She was able to get back with that debt collection letter. So those are some practical, ways that our members utilize the program. Again, we have plans, what we call a preferred plan is this $38 a month that covers a member, spouse, and children up to the age of 26. We are able, a good referral for us as well, we're able to offer it as an employee benefit at a discounted rate. It actually starts right now at $22 a month. So it's a huge discount off of the standard rate percentage wise. And so if you are, or if you know that, the HR director for any company, any size, doesn't matter if it's 3 employees or 3,000, we could offer that discounted rate. And obviously any small business owners that we'd love to be able to share with them information as well. And then my website is in the bottom right. And then I will put my contact information and details in the chat. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions related to what we covered. So I'll get to that in a second. Oh, member perks, I forgot to mention that. So we get discounts also at over 400 of our partner companies nationwide. So everything from movie theaters to rental car companies. We get discounts as Legal Show members as well. So that's included within the program. Let me see if this works. All right, there we go. All right, good stuff. So that's pretty much information about kind of what we do at Legal Shield. Obviously, with the Bloomfield Chamber, to get more details, Andrew's on here luckily, so you can feel free to connect with him directly to learn more about the Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce and upcoming events and opportunities to network and grow your business. You can also go right on our website, which is bloomfieldchamber.org, to get the list of all the events. If you needed to join the chamber, you could also do it right there on the website as well. Our executive director is Ms. Vera Smith Winfrey, which you can get to her, get access to her contact information here on the screen, either via direct email or you can give her a call there at that number as well. Are you a part of the Bloomfield Chamber directory, right? And so if you're looking to do business in Bloomfield, it'll be helpful, right? If you're on the actual main directory listing of businesses in Bloomfield. And so if you're not currently part of the Bloomfield Chamber and want to be on that directory listing, you could, again, go to bloomfieldchamber.org and check, some of the other businesses that are part of the chamber as well. All right, upcoming events. And so typically we have, business after hours, and sometimes in the holidays slow down a little bit. But we typically have, and then by the way, if you have a physical location and you would like to kind of get some traffic into your business. So I know, I know at the car wash there's a little lobby area. I know from being there. But if you would like to host a business after hours, just to get some more attention for your business and give us an opportunity to host a networking event, feel free to reach out to Andrew or to Vera and to get on the schedule. I think they have it probably scheduled out for the next couple months. We do have a morning meetup that Vera hosts once a month. And the next one will be in November. So we already did the one for October, obviously, but it'll be on Friday, November the 14th at TJ's Burritos. I think everyone knows that, it's one of the newer restaurants in town, right on Park Avenue. So that's from 8:15 to 9:15, 1-hour event. And then also, if you have, events, business events or events that you personally host, even if it's not directly hosted by the chamber and you like to have it added to the calendar, that's something that can be done as well. But especially if you're a chamber member and you have events that you like to post, you could use this as a way to kind of advertise for your event as well. So we have like CT Business Matchmaker, sponsored by SBA CT, is actually going to be on Wednesday on my birthday. So I don't know if I'll be there, but we'll see. Wednesday, December 3rd at 9:00 a.m. And then we also have annually, we do a holiday pop-up event And so if you want to have like a booth set up at this event, it's typically, I think this year it's going to be at the Bloomfield Congregational Church. Sometimes we've had it at the rec center as well, leisure services. But in any event, that will be on Saturday, December the 6th. I know typically they have like a holiday parade or something. I don't know if that's going to be okay. I haven't seen that information or details yet, but it's just a great event, a holiday event. Be creative and festive. I usually put my wife in charge of decorating the table. I do a horrible job. So if you want to have some holiday decorations on your table, it's a real fun event. There's always music and sometimes they have hot chocolate and snacks for the kids and all that. But just a great community event. So if there are tables left, you can feel free to go on that website to reserve a table for that event. Last but not least, our next virtual networking event will be on, if you want to put it on your calendar, Thursday, November the 13th. Again, from 8 to 9, these events are typically less than an hour, as we're even wrapping up now. So our next virtual networking event is going to be hosted, our guest speaker, if you will, is going to be Linda Albright. She's the founder of the Albright AI agency. It came highly recommended, actually. She does a ton of workshops, seminars specifically on how to utilize AI, right, artificial intelligence, to build your business and your brand. And so she's been doing it for several years. I know even Natalie, we're going to have her actually in a few months also share. Actually, Natalie shared that she went to a whole, I think it's like a 3-day, right? 3-day workshop, and all different speakers talking about different ways to use AI in building your business to be more productive, to be able to market for your business. I mean, all sorts of applications, really practical applications, and a lot of this stuff is like free. That's like, at least right now, right, a lot of resources of it. So while the getting's good, right, while you have access to it, right, learn how to utilize these tools to build your business. So very excited. It's actually obviously the first time, because AI is so new to us, but this will be actually the first time that we've actually had a talk specifically on AI. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a Q&A as well. So if you would like to attend, and especially if you have small business owners that you work with in the community that would like to get a little better with utilizing AI to build their business and their brand, feel free to send them the invitation. So the same link that you use to register for this event, use that same link to register for the next one. We'll probably have the website updated in the next few days. Also, we'll make sure for everyone who's registered for this event, we'll make sure you get the replay for this as well. So if you miss any part of like Chip's talk or any other information, you can feel free to do so as well. So look forward to seeing you at the very next networking event.